If you're wondering which monitors for Xbox are worth your money, stick around. After we run through each product, I'll give you my personal take. Would I buy it or would I skip it? No fluff, just my honest opinion. Let's get into it.
Asus ROG Swift OLED PG27 UCDM. This thing is a 4K beast on the Xbox with Dolby Vision that makes everything pop. But the VRR flicker in dark scenes is so distracting, it's like a rave you didn't ask for. The 240Hz refresh rate is buttery smooth, though the black frame insertion only works at a fixed 120Hz, which feels like buying a sports car and being told you can only drive it in the slow lane. Would I buy it? Yes, if you have the cash and play in a bright room, because that 4K OLED picture is just stunning.
Asus ROG Strix OLED XG27AQ DMG. The picture quality is amazing with deep, inky blacks that make your games look incredible, but for some reason with an Xbox, you have to choose between a high refresh rate or HDR, which is like being offered a 5-star meal, but you can only eat the appetizer or the dessert. It has an OLED anti-flicker feature that tries to fix VRR flicker, but it can make the game stutter, basically trading one problem for another. Would I buy it? No, not for an Xbox, because not having HDMI 2.1 means you're not getting the most out of your console. Asus ROG Swift PG279QM. This monitor's 240Hz refresh rate makes everything feel incredibly responsive, and the QHD resolution is the sweet spot for a sharp image without needing a supercomputer to run it. However, while the HDR 400 is decent, it's not going to give you that mind-blowing HDR experience you might be hoping for. It's more like HDR-ish. Would I buy it? Maybe, if your main focus is competitive gaming and you value frame rate over everything else, because this thing is built for speed.
LG 27GR83Q-B. This monitor has a fantastic 240Hz refresh rate and HDMI 2.1, so it takes full advantage of the Xbox Series X. But the picture quality is a letdown, especially in dark rooms where blacks look more like a sad gray. The response time is fast, so motion is sharp, but the HDR is so underwhelming that highlights don't really pop. It's like watching a fireworks show with sunglasses on. Would I buy it? No, because even with the great performance, the poor contrast and HDR just kill the vibe for me.
ViewSonic XG2431. The motion blur reduction on this thing is so good and customizable that it's Blur Busters approved, but the monitor is a big disappointment for console gaming because it lacks HDMI 2.1 and is only 1080p, so your fancy new console will feel like it's slumming it. It has a high 240Hz refresh rate and low input lag, which is great, but the picture quality is so limited you'll feel like you're playing games from a decade ago. Would I buy it? Absolutely not. This is a PC gaming monitor through and through, and using it for an Xbox is a waste of your console's potential. MSI MPG 322URX. This monitor's 4K QD OLED panel makes your Xbox games look jaw-droppingly gorgeous, with colors so vivid they pop right off the screen, but its glossy finish turns into a mirror in a bright room, so you'll get a great view of your own dumbfounded face during daytime gaming. The response time is practically instantaneous, so everything is super crisp, though its peak brightness is a bit on the dim side, meaning you should probably just become a basement-dwelling gamer to truly appreciate it. Would I buy it? Yes, because the phenomenal color accuracy and perfect blacks make HDR gaming an absolute dream, even if I have to play in a cave. Asus PG32UCDP. So Asus decided to use a WOLED panel here, which gets way brighter than the MSI, making highlights in HDR games actually feel like they're searing your retinas, but it also means the color gamut isn't quite as mind-blowingly wide as its QD OLED rivals. This beast has a wild dual mode, letting you switch between 4K at 240Hz for stunning visuals, or 1080p at a ludicrous 480Hz, which your Xbox can't even use, so it's like owning a supercar you can only drive in a school zone. Would I buy it? Yes, because its HDR image is breathtaking, and it has all the bells and whistles you could want, making it an incredible flexible display for any console gamer.
LG UltraGear 27GS95QE. This 27-inch OLED offers those sweet inky blacks and wide viewing angles. Plus it comes with a remote, so you don't have to fiddle with annoying buttons like some kind of peasant. But the text clarity is just okay, thanks to a weird pixel layout, so don't plan on reading any long-ass in-game lore books. It's got a high 240Hz refresh rate and great reflection handling, though the stand has a huge footprint that takes up half your desk. But hey, at least your keyboard can fit between its V-shaped feet. Would I buy it? Maybe, because while the OLED gaming experience is top-notch, the risk of burning with static game HUDs makes me a little nervous.
MSI MPG 271QRX. At 27 inches, this QD OLED pumps out a gorgeous 1440p picture with incredible colors and a 360Hz refresh rate that's buttery smooth. But honestly, that refresh rate is total overkill for an Xbox that maxes out at 120Hz. The image quality is stunning for both fast-paced shooters and cinematic adventures, although the HDR brightness is just decent, not mind-blowing like some other high-end models out there. Would I buy it? No, because while it's an amazing monitor, paying a premium for a 360Hz refresh rate that my Xbox can't take advantage of feels like setting money on fire. BenQ Zowie XL2566K. This monitor is all about speed, with a 360Hz refresh rate on a TN panel that makes motion clearer than water, but it looks completely washed out if you're not sitting directly in front of it, and it has absolutely no HDR support whatsoever. It's built for competitive esports gods who value refresh rate over all else, so the colors are kind of mediocre and the viewing angles are terrible, making your pretty single-player games look a bit sad. Would I buy it? No, because it's a one-trick pony for hardcore competitive players and completely misses the point of the immersive, visually rich experience most Xbox gamers are looking for.
Gigabyte M27QX. This thing pushes a buttery smooth 240Hz refresh rate at 1440p, with lush colors that make other monitors look like they're having a really bad day. But the built-in 2-watt speakers sound like they're whispering from another room, and the menus are about as intuitive as assembling furniture in the dark, which is just fantastic. Would I buy it? Yes, because that stunning image quality and speed are hard to argue with for Xbox gaming, even if the speakers are a joke.
Asus ROG Swift OLED PG27AQDP. This 27-inch beast is a 1440p OLED that refreshes at an absolutely ridiculous 480 Hz, delivering motion so clear it feels like you're cheating at life. The problem is your Xbox Series X can only use 120 Hz, so you're basically buying a Ferrari to sit in traffic, making it complete overkill compared to the M27QX. Would I buy it? Maybe, if I had way too much money and wanted to flex on every other gamer on the planet with its perfect image quality and speed they can't even use.
Alienware AW2524HF. If you're a competitive god who only cares about speed, this monitor's 500Hz refresh rate at 1080p is your new best friend, providing motion smoother than a politician's apology. For everyone else, it's a tiny 25-inch screen with just okay image quality and fewer features than a budget smartphone. It doesn't even have a damn headphone jack. Would I buy it? No, because it's massive overkill for an Xbox, and you're paying a premium for a refresh rate you'll never touch when you could get a bigger, prettier screen for less money.
LG 34GX90SA. Getting sucked into this 34-inch curved ultra-wide OLED feels incredible, with colors that pop and a response time so fast you'll feel like you have psychic powers. But hooking up your Xbox to it is like putting a square peg in a round hole. You'll get ugly black bars on the sides because consoles hate the 21:9 aspect ratio, which makes this beautiful screen feel like a total waste. Would I buy it? No, not for an Xbox, because paying for all that extra screen real estate just to have it blacked out is a special kind of tech sadness.
MSI MPG 272RUX. This monitor is basically the dream for an Xbox Series X, giving you glorious 4K resolution at 120 Hz with all the stunning colors and deep blacks you expect from a QD OLED. Just don't put it in a bright room unless you're a big fan of purple-looking blacks, and be ready for some annoying screen flicker if your game's performance is unstable. Would I buy it? Yes, this is probably the best all-rounder here for a high-end Xbox setup, giving you that perfect mix of 4K resolution and high refresh rate without any weird compromises like that ultra-wide.
Samsung Odyssey OLED G81SF. This monitor is a beast, serving up a gorgeous 4K picture on a QD OLED panel with a silky smooth 240Hz refresh rate, making your games look ridiculously crisp and feel incredibly responsive. It also has some neat glare-free technology, which means you can finally play games during the day without seeing your reflection and realizing you haven't showered yet. The only catch is the price tag will make your wallet weep, and it lacks the smart TV features of its bigger siblings, so no built-in Netflix for when you're tired of getting owned online. Would I buy it? Yes, if I just won the lottery because of 4K 240Hz OLED is pretty much the holy grail of gaming displays.
Alienware AW3423DWF. This QD OLED monitor has a dedicated console mode that's great for your Xbox, plus a crazy fast 0.1 millisecond response time, so you can't blame lag for your terrible aim anymore. The picture quality and colors are absolutely fantastic, making everything look vibrant and punchy. However, it is an ultra-wide monitor, which means your Xbox will give you some fat black bars on the sides, and it's technically limited to 100 Hz over HDMI, which feels like putting a speed limiter on a race car. Would I buy it? Maybe if I was also a PC gamer on the side, but for a dedicated Xbox setup, you're paying for performance you can't fully tap into.
LG 32GX870A-B. This thing is basically a gaming monitor from the future, with a dual mode that lets you switch between beautiful 4K at 240Hz and a mind-blowing 480Hz at full high definition. It has an insane 0.03 millisecond response time, meaning the pixels refresh faster than you can blink, and the OLED panel makes games look cinematic and precise. The only real bad thing is that your Xbox can't actually run games at 480 frames per second, so that mode is purely for bragging rights to your PC friends. Would I buy it? Yes, without a doubt, because this monitor gives you the best of both worlds, with stunning 4K visuals for story games and blistering speed for competitive shooters on your Xbox.
MSI Mag 271QP. This monitor is a fantastic partner for the Xbox Series X with a console mode and HDMI 2.1 support that ensures everything works perfectly, even downscaling 4K signals to look sharper on its 1440p screen. The QD OLED panel delivers those deep, inky blacks and vibrant colors that make games look amazing, and it's compatible with pretty much any console you throw at it. You do have to update the firmware to get the best performance, which is a bit of a hassle, and some have noticed a bit of screen flicker when frame rates are changing a lot. Would I buy it? Yes, it's an excellent choice for console gaming that ticks all the right boxes for an Xbox without requiring you to sell a kidney.
LG 34GS95QE. This ultra-wide monitor boasts a 240Hz refresh rate and a near-instant 0.03 millisecond response time for buttery smooth gameplay. And with HDMI 2.1 VRR support, you get a tear-free experience on your Xbox. The OLED display offers that perfect infinite contrast for stunning visuals in dark scenes. The aggressive 800R curve is seriously intense though, like you're gaming inside a fishbowl. And as an ultra-wide, you're stuck with black bars on your Xbox games, which is just a bummer. Would I buy it? No, not for an Xbox, because the ultra-wide format just isn't ideal, and that super aggressive curve is more of an acquired taste, like cilantro.
Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you pick the monitors for Xbox for you. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Links to all of these products mentioned in this video will be in the description.